BBC CWR Sport.
Right then, let's move on and talk all things Coleshill Town. We're supposed to speak to them last week on the show, but Rob Gurney just ran out of time. We had a quite busy show last week. Let's talk to them now and chat with the chairman, Paul Billing. The reason why we were supposed to speak to him last week, of course, they had their Walsall Senior Cup semi-final. They won in that, and now they've got a final to look forward to in May. And the finals, of course, against either Dalston or Chase Town. Paul's live with me over the phone. Evening, Paul. You okay?
Yes, thank you. You?
Yes, good, thank you. Of course, great news as well, looking ahead to that, final as well in a couple of months. You must be pretty proud for the club to reach a final?
Yeah, it's always good to reach a final. We don't do it very often. Clubs don't get the chance very often. We've had some tough games as well. We've had to beat Walsall under-21s, then we beat Russell Olympic, and obviously then Stourbridge in a really tight game.
Yeah, of course, Stourbridge, again, a couple of good teams in that. Of course, you mentioned Walsall's under-21s as well, with a game as well being played at the Bescot, which, you must be pretty looking forward to. It's a good facility over there in the West Midlands. Of course, the League Two ground at the minute, but, they've got good facilities there. So I guess the players looking forward to that and the fans?
Yeah, it's a great little stadium, obviously. We played in a final there once a few years ago and unfortunately lost. So it's nice to return, and hopefully we can get the job done this time. And the fans are excited about it. The players have obviously got to concentrate on the league first, and we actually finish our league season the week before everybody else because one of the teams that were in our league folded, so we've got a free fixture on the last day of the season, and it means that we've probably got about 3 weeks from our last game until the final, which is going to be a little bit difficult to sort of keep the players going, but we'll try.
Yeah, I've noticed that looking at your fixtures. Of course, you've only got 7 games left. Like you mentioned, Walsall Wood was your final game of the season. Of course, they've pulled out of the league. But looking, of course, into your last 7 games, Paul, because at the minute as we speak, the club currently sit 10th in the league, only 10 points outside the playoffs. Nowhere near relegation, as we've spoken about, 20 points clear. So relegation, slap bang in the middle are you guys. But like we said in football, it's, a few results can change anything, and a few wins on the bounce could really knock on the door on the playoffs. What's the feeling like in the camp?
Well, I think the feeling in the camp is, we could put a run together, potentially. And I think I said the last time I spoke to you that 5 wins and it all changes. 5 wins on the bounce and it all changes. The problem we've probably got is the fact that we've played more games than anybody else. So people will play their games and pick up points or whatever, and then that makes the job a little bit more difficult. If you're a realist, you'd probably say we probably missed the opportunity, but we're not. We're optimists, so we keep going.
Absolutely. Like you said, football's, a crazy thing. And like you said, it's only a couple of games where you pick a few wins up and a couple of teams drop points, because looking at your couple of games left of the rest of the season, of course, it starts on Saturday to Rushden and Diamond, who are only a couple of places below you. So, you've got teams like Diamond who are kind of in that mix that might be a bit too far for a playoff push, but, happy to consolidate. And, but again, you've got a couple of teams still to play who are kind of pushing in that top half as well. So, you've got a good mix of games come the rest of the season. And of course, we mentioned as well about the challenge you've got between the last game on the 21st of April and then, of course, your final on the 13th of May.
Yeah, it's a long time. You talk about Rushden and Diamonds, they were a massive club. And
they were. They're
still very well supported. So whenever we play them, they always come and give us a real battle. I think down their place, they beat us 3-0, and it was quite convincing for them. And last season, they beat us again at our place 3-0. So they do sort of have the thing on us at the moment. But look, we're playing well. We're fairly strong in defence, and we got a good midfield. We're probably just lacking an out-and-out goal scorer, but they're expensive, and for somebody like Coleshill, it's hard to bring somebody like that in.
Yeah, and when you do find a striker who's scoring goals, clubs never want to let go of them, do they? Of course, You've got a few teams in your league that, of course, local as well. I think we've spoken about that before. Looking down the bottom, Rugby, Bedworth United, Sphinx as well. So you've got lots of local games. Like you mentioned, Diamonds, massive club back in the day. Of course, various reasons they're where they are today. But again, that's still quite a local game. So you've got lots of local games in this league.
This league has been great, really, because I think the longest journey we've had to make is Grantham. We did run in the FA Trophy, so we had to go there twice, but most of the games, our last game of the season is at Lye. We've got Bedworth, obviously. So yeah, they're all quite local, and we're looking forward to it, to be quite honest, because there's a lot of games in there that we can win.
Absolutely, and of course we'll catch up. I'm sure, no doubt, we'll catch up come the end of your season. Of course, looking ahead to that Senior Cup final as well. Of course, at the minute you still don't know who your opposition is, do you?
No, it's either Darlaston, obviously, or Chase Town, as you said. Both are good teams. We've had two good draws against Darlaston, and Chase Town are in the North West Division, which, when they were in our division, they were some right battles, and we sort of won a couple, but generally they beat us. Big club Chase Town, and they're flying.
Absolutely. Well, it's been great chatting to you, Paul. And like I said, I'm sure we'll catch up come the end of the season. Of course, looking ahead to your cup final as well in May. So best of luck for the rest of the season. And of course, we'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.